Hello, beautiful people. How are you guys doing today? Well, I hope you're doing well. Before starting the podcast, I just want to say if you guys could go and give the podcast a 5-star review on Spotify, I would appreciate it so much. It would really help the podcast to grow so I can help more people. But other than that, it's been a long time since I sat down, talk about my feeling, talk about what's going on in my head. Honestly, I just had like no inspiration or whatsoever. So I was just like, I don't know what to do. And honestly, I just didn't want to do it. But tonight I was like, okay, let's record something because the subject I want to talk about is a big part of my life. It's been a big problem in my life, and I feel like there's a lot of people going through it. So it's like maybe it's gonna help someone, and if someone can relate and it's gonna help in any way, honestly, that's all I want. Like always, I just want to share my experience. I want to maybe help people, and yeah. So the subject of the day is loneliness, and I thought about it before recording the podcast. I was like, I should talk about loneliness in your 20s because, I'm almost 23, and being lonely in your 20s is the real thing. But I really wanted to make this podcast more inclusive because I feel like even if you're in your 20s, your 30s, even your 40s, or even older, you can always feel lonely, and it's a real thing, So I just wanted to make this more inclusive, and it's not because you are 30, 40, 50 more, or even in your teenage year, you can feel lonely. So if you're listening to this and you feel lonely, you feel like you don't really have anyone, well, I hope that during this podcast, I'm going to keep you company. I'm going to make you feel better. I'm going to make you feel less lonely, because that's honestly one of the main goal of this podcast, is that I want to make people feel less lonely. So let's get into it. So you guys know I always start my episode by sharing my experience, and today I'm gonna be like very vulnerable with you guys, and it's not something I talk about a lot, and it's not something I share with my close friends. It's just something that really just sit with me, and it stay in my head, because honestly I felt like lonely for about like I would say like 3 years. I've been feeling so damn lonely, and I'm gonna tell you about my experience and how I got there, how I'm feeling, and all the things around it, pretty much. So honestly, like I said, I've been feeling very lonely for the past 3 years, like I would say. um it's pretty much, it started when I changed my life, because you guys know I was a big party girl before. I like to go clubbing. I like to go out with friends, drinking alcohol and stuff. And when I started changing my life, being more into fitness, being more into spirituality, self-development, all that kind of stuff, and going out less, I had to cut off a lot of people in my life, because the people I was surrounding myself with, they I don't think that they had bad intention, but I don't think that they really cared about me, because like, your party friend or not your real friend. I know I repeat myself a lot, but your party friend are just not your real friend. And when I wanted to like start my business, when I started to be more serious about social media and stuff, I really had to change my circle, because it was very like affecting me. So when I did that, I saw everyone go, but the problem was I saw everyone go, but I didn't see anyone coming in, anyone new, So I cut off everyone off of my life, and then I was there all alone, and I was like, okay, let's focus on myself. And I did that. But meeting new people when you're an adult, it's really hard because I don't know. I mean, I'm just working every time. I go to the gym, I work from home, like I don't really go out. So where do I meet people? So it's really hard to make new friends. It's really hard to make friends who share the same value as you. And when you're in business, when you're a content creator, I feel like it's really hard because I feel like nowadays, like, people only like to party. So meeting people who like to go camping, who like to create a business, who like to just do something else than partying, I feel like it's really hard in this generation. But that's not the subject I want to talk about today. But yeah, honestly, I've never felt so lonely in my entire life. Right now, just because I see everyone, like, I do have some close friends, but I don't talk to them like every day. I don't see them a lot. Like, most of the time, I just spend my time working. I spend my time creating content. I go to the gym. Like, the only time I really see people is when I go to the grocery stores, So it's really lonely, and it's really hard because I see everyone around me living their life. They have a boyfriend, or they have like a big group of friends, and I'm never the first option when it comes to hanging out. People always prefer to hang out with other people, and I mean, that's okay because they know that I'm really focused on my business and I work a lot. But sometimes it could be nice just to get invited sometimes. But yeah, I mean, it's not always easy when you see everyone around you having a life, sharing their experience with other people, getting into new relationship, and when you're just there alone. You go to the gym alone, you eat alone, you sleep alone, you do everything alone. I mean, it's really hard. And if you're in the same situation, honestly, I feel you so much. And as like stupid as it could sound, but you're not that alone because I'm here with you. I'm living the same situation, and honestly, I think it's gonna get better. I hope so, but I'm very positive about this. That, I mean, we're gonna meet people sometimes that are gonna just fit with us. So I wanted to share also how I've been viewing life lately, because I do a lot of meditation, I do a lot of retrospection, and how I'm feeling, how I found the best description to how I'm feeling is that I feel like I'm the only one in my own little world, and I see everyone like sharing the same life, but I'm just apart, and I'm just in my own little world. And I don't know if that makes sense. I really don't know if that makes sense, but that's how I've been feeling for about like 3 years now, and it's not always easy. And I think that since the past year, like, guys, I've been working a lot on my social media, and I've created like a beautiful community. And you're gonna think like maybe this is not gonna make sense, but you'll see I'm gonna get to there. But I've created a big community, and one of the loneliest feeling in the world is seeing stranger on the internet supporting you, loving you, but at the end of the day, I still go to bed alone and I don't have anyone to talk to. And honestly, that, like, it hurt my soul. It hurt my soul. And it's sad because you see, I have this big community which I'm so grateful for. And you guys, I consider you guys like my friends, my family, even though we don't know each other. I feel like it's because of you guys that I do my dream job right now. So like I'm so grateful, but I've been thinking about it and I'm like, damn, that is so lonely because I have a bunch of strangers loving me, supporting me more than the people that are actually around me. And that is so lonely. It's crazy to me that I have such a big community, but at the end of the day, I'm just like, okay, well, another day spent alone, because yeah, I don't know, I just been like feeling very lonely, and I feel like there's a lot of people that feel the same way. And I just want you to know that it's okay. And even though we are lonely, we feel lonely, it's not gonna stay like that forever. It's not gonna stay like that forever. And I know it's not gonna stay like that forever. I promise you, okay? I just promise you. And so I wanted to share also some things that I try to remember when I'm feeling lonely, because I'm not feeling lonely every day. It's just like sometimes it just hit, and most of the time it's like at night, like when I'm done with all of my things and I'm just in bed. I'm just like, I don't have anything else to do. Like I'm literally like laying in my bed watching TikTok, and I'm like, fuck, like this is so lonely. Like I wish I could just like share my day with someone. I wish I could just like share my emotion, my frustration, and just, I don't know, share my life with someone, even though if it's a boyfriend or a friend. Like honestly, all I want is to have like one really close girlfriend and like maybe a boyfriend. Who knows, like who know? Like I don't need much in my life, and I never really wanted like a big group of friends, because I know that most of the time there's a lot of drama in those big group of friends. But I'm still praying on finding like a girl where we're gonna be like best friend. We're gonna be ourselves. There's not gonna be any judgment. We're gonna be best friend. We're gonna laugh. We're gonna do dumb shit together. We're gonna do some activity. We're gonna cry together. Just someone who I can share my thought with, and someone who I can like talk to when I need to. And it's really hard for me to trust people and to fully like talk about my feeling to people, because especially I had bad experience with friends that literally backstabbed me. So I try to be careful with people nowadays, but I still have hope. So I'm going to share with you guys the things I try to remember when I'm feeling lonely. And most of the time it's really hard to convince yourself those things when you're feeling lonely, but you have to remember. Oops, I fucked up with my words. I am sorry. But you have to remind yourself those things. It is so important, even if you don't believe it, like just repeat it to yourself, okay? It's gonna make you feel better. So, what I try to remember is the right people are gonna come at the right time. If I'm alone right now, it's because of some things, I'm sorry. It's because life is maybe trying to teach me something. Life wants me to be alone so I can work on myself. And I know that the right people will come into my life, and I just have to be patient. I just have to wait, and it's gonna come. And it's the same thing for you. Like if you don't have anyone right now, the right people are gonna come into your life. You just have to be patient, and you just have to keep your head up and stay positive about it, okay? Because if you have a negative mindset about that, like, oh, I'm gonna be alone all of my life, like people suck, blah blah blah, like you're never gonna attract the right people into your life, okay? So you really have to change that mindset and put it into a positive mindset that right now you're alone and that's okay, and the right people are going to come into your life at the right time. And I promise you, this is 100% true. The other thing I like to remind myself is that it's better to be alone than to be surrounded by fake people. And I talked about that like earlier, that I don't really want like a big group of friends because of the drama. And that's pretty much like the same thing, like it's better to be alone than to have like 10 friends and all of those like 10 friends are fake as fuck. Like you don't want that, you don't need that. And at the end of the day, it's gonna hurt you more to have fake friend than to be alone. And I promise you, your inner peace and your peace of mind is so much more important than having friends who's gonna create drama into your life, because you don't need any drama. Like if you want to become the best version of yourself, the drama is gonna be the worst thing to have in your life. Okay, been there, done that. Like I don't like drama. Like drama is not for me, and I try to stay as far away as possible from drama, because it's just not my vibe. It's not my vibe, and it's just bring like negative energy. I just want to be like happy. I just want to laugh with people. So fuck the drama, The other thing I try to remember is that you're alone, but damn, you have all the time that you want to work on yourself. Like you don't have to spend time with like your family. You don't have to spend time with a boyfriend or a friend. If you're really, really alone, you don't have any family or whatsoever. Like you have all the time to do what you love, to work on yourself, and to create the life that you want. And that's something I realize. And honestly, that's mainly the reason how I got to where I am today, and that I'm a full-time content creator, that my business is running. Like it's because I was alone. Like if I had the same group of friends that I had before, when I was partying, when I had like my toxic ex, like I wouldn't be where I am today. So because I was alone, I had all the time that I needed to like work on myself and build the life that I want. And I'm still working on it, but damn, in the past year, my life have changed so much. It is crazy. It is crazy. So try to see the positive like things about that. Like I said, you have to have a positive mindset about it. Okay, you have to focus on that, because if you only lay in bed and you only think about, oh my god, I'm so alone, like, and you're crying, like, I mean, crying about it is good sometimes, because I do, but you really have to just stop thinking about the negative side of being alone and try to see the positive side. And the last thing I want to say is that we're never really alone, okay? And the universe is always by our side. The universe is always protecting us. It could be Jesus or whatever you believe in. It could be anyone you believe in. Like, it's always by our side protecting us. If you're alone right now, it's for something. So try to, I don't know, meditate on that, and yeah, just try and see the positive thing about that. So that's pretty much what I got for you today, guys. It's been a long time since I've done a podcast, so I was a little bit messing up with my words, but I'm gonna get better at it. That's how we get better, is when we do it. So I really hope that you enjoyed this episode. And again, I want you to remember that even if you're alone, like, I'm always here. And the reason why I'm creating content, the reason why I have this podcast, is to make you feel less alone and if I can keep you company for 20 minutes, I mean, that's all I want. And I really hope that you like my podcast. I'm still working on it, and I'm pretty happy with how it's going. And I'm really happy that you guys listen to it. So, thank you again for listening. I really hope that you had a great time. And remember that I love you.